Welcome back, all you fragrance fanatics and beauty babes. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jamie, and I love to talk about all different types of perfumes, and I'm so glad you're here today. And I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing, and if you all would click the like button. That would really help my channel out. I would love to know, what is your scent of the day? What are you all rocking today? I'm wearing the new Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow, which the jury is still out on how I feel about this by itself. But as far as layering, I love to layer it. And so I've got a heavy dose of this on, and then I went over top of it with Yara Candy, and then a little spritzy spritz of the strawberry letter. So I've got a little bit of a layering thing going on. I smell like a sweet strawberry candy dream right now, which is exactly what I was going for. So in today's video, we're going to be going over all of the 2024 Middle Eastern perfume releases. Now, there have been, I don't know the exact number. If I was to estimate, I would say there's probably been 800 maybe new Middle Eastern, maybe even more that came out this year. I obviously did not get my hands on all of them that came out this year, but the ones that I have, we're going to go through today. So if you don't see one of the new Middle Eastern perfume releases that came out this year in my video, that just means that there was just too many perfumes. I couldn't sniff all of them. I've only got one nose. So, but if there is one that is your favorite that I'm not mentioning today, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll try to get my hands on it for 2025. I will leave the links to where I purchased all these perfumes in the description box below. If any of them are Amazon links, I do get a commission from that. So without further ado, let's get started. Little disclaimer before we start, just remember that perfumes are so subjective, and just everyone's experience can be so different depending on just your personal preferences or the climate that, where you live. In a tropical area, do you live like in Alaska or something? Could be totally, the one perfume could be totally different for each individual, depending on skin chemistry, so many factors. So just keep that in mind, that these are just my opinions on these releases that came out this year. So with that being said, let's dive in. So let's go with Swiss Arabian first. There are two from that line that were new releases of 2024 that I bought bottles of, and I thought I would enjoy them, but they were just misses for me, and I'm gonna go into more detail and explain why with those. Let's start off with the Shaghaf Oud Tonka that came out first earlier this year. I absolutely love the bottle. Oh, that turquoise and gold. Oh, what a beautiful bottle. And the scent was really nice. It was very pleasant. There was nothing wrong with that perfume. It's been several months since I've smelt it, but I believe it was like a sweet almond cookie, a little bit of cinnamon. But I remember the problem was I never liked to wear it on its own. It was missing, it felt like it was missing something. It was very nice, but missing something. I don't know what exactly it was, but I would always use it to layer with. And that's not, it's not a bad thing, but I really don't want to have, in theory, I don't want to have any perfumes in my collection that I use just for layering. I want to be able to use every perfume I have in my collection on its own, or layer it. I mean, I love to layer perfumes. There's nothing wrong with that, but I would like all my perfumes to be able to stand up on their own. And I just felt like the Shaghaf Oud Tonka was just lacking something to be able to wear it on its own. But it is a really nice perfume. I don't dislike the scent. And like I said, the bottle is beautiful, but I did end up decluttering that perfume earlier this year. Then the next one that I tried from Swiss Arabian was the Shaghoff Vanilla Toffee. And if you all have been subscribed to my channel for a little while, you kind of know how that went down. Was not a fan of that perfume. I was expecting this very, very sweet, gourmand, buttery, toffee, vanilla dessert with some coffee in there, but you know, just a part of the whole thing. But for me, and I know I'm not crazy, because there are other people out there that are saying the same thing. For me, it just came off as a earthy, bitter, spicy black coffee. It just so strong, like so strong and bitter and spicy, and it was just so much for my nose. Like it hurt to smell it with my nose. Like it just was not coming off on my skin how I thought it would at all. So I decluttered that immediately. But I know that there are some people out there that do pick up this sweet, gourmand, almost too sweet perfume smell from the vanilla toffee perfume. And that's great. I'm so happy for you. But for me, with my skin chemistry, it just wasn't working. And I did think it was just me, but some of the other reviews were coming in and they were very mixed. There are people that get more of what I'm kind of smelling, and there's people that get more of that sweet gourmand smell. And so it's one of those perfumes that's definitely not a safe blind buy, and I would definitely recommend getting a sample of it first, just in case. You know, it could work out on you great, but maybe not. You know? So now we're going to be talking about the ones from Paris Corner, and we'll start off with Kissa Delicious. Now, there is nothing wrong with this perfume whatsoever. I think it smells amazing. I think the bottle is super cute. I think the price point is good. The only issue I had was that it smelled in my opinion, smelled identical to something I already had in my collection. Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter. To me, I can't hardly tell those two perfumes apart. Chocolate powdery marshmallow, like they were both giving me the exact same thing, and I just didn't need two of the same thing in my collection. So Kissa Delicious got decluttered. But like I said, there was nothing wrong with it. I think it's a great perfume. The next one we're going to talk about is the Taskine Caramel Cascade. And that perfume was supposedly the dupe for Bianco Latte. But once I got a sample of Bianco Latte, they are similar, but they're not exact. The Caramel Cascade is much more watered down, not as strong or thick as the Bianco Latte. Bianco Latte is thicker and sweeter and stronger. The Caramel Cascade, you know, they're in the same family, but they weren't identical or anything. So with Caramel Cascade, I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it, but again, I would only use it for layering because I felt like it was missing something, kind of like the Shaghoff Oud Tonka that I talked about. I felt like it was just missing something. So I would pair it up with my coffee perfume, Eternal Coffee. I would pair it up with that to make like a creamy caramel coffee scent. But I would never wear it on its own. And like I said, I don't want perfumes in my collection that I can't wear on their own. So I gave Caramel Cascade to my daughter, who really enjoys it. And next, let's talk about the Bain Al-Azhar. That was the dupe for Guidance. Now, I'd smelt them side by side, and Guidance is definitely stronger, and I don't get as much of a pear note in that perfume. The Bain Al-Azhar, that one, you know, it wasn't nearly as strong, and I definitely picked up more of a fresh pear in that version. So they weren't like exact, you know, but they were close. They were very close. But with that one, I'm really not a huge fan of Guidance. So you know, the Bain Al-Azhar. I liked it. I got about halfway through the bottle, but I just didn't, I was kind of like, you know, guidance really isn't my thing. This really isn't it's just not my scent profile, preferred scent profile. And so I ended up giving that to my daughter. It came in a pink bottle and she was like, oh my gosh, I want this. So I gave that to my daughter. She's loving it. The next one we're going to be talking about is Tera Masu. And I know what you're thinking. Jamie, isn't this the part of the video where you're talking about the perfumes that you've decluttered or you're planning on decluttering? Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let me just explain Tera Masu for a minute. The perfume itself is amazing, sweet, delicious, like mouth-wateringly delicious gourmand. You got some coffee. I get like a graham cracker crust type of smell to this. Like it just, ooh, like the scent of this is beautiful. But problem number one is that I can't get this to last on my skin at all. Like an hour tops. Now, really, I'm struggling to make it an hour without not being able to smell this at all on me. And it could be that maybe I need to let it sit for a little while. But then also the bottle. And it's not even that it's ugly. It's not necessarily the look of it, is the function. The function of this bottle is terrible. Whoever created this, a Paris Corner, I'm sorry, you need to go into a different profession because, or like this person obviously has not used perfumes before because the function of it just isn't working at all. So the lid does not want to stay on, number one. It keeps on like falling off real easy. It won't like lock into place. Number two, why is it cracked? Why? I didn't drop this, you guys. I did nothing to this perfume. I wasn't messing with it at all. It's been sitting on, I don't know how it got cracked. Like, look, there's a big crack there in the plastic. You can see where all the gold is already peeling up off of this here. I mean, it cracks all the way through. And then look at all like it drips, constantly drips. Every time I try to spray it out on me, it drips all over the bottle. It drips all over my hands and I have to end up washing my hands when I'm done. It's just annoying. It's annoying. So I may transfer this perfume into a different type of bottle and let it sit for a while and see what happens. But I honestly don't know if I want to go through that trouble for this perfume, but it does smell really good. So I don't know. I'm on the fence, you guys. I'm really on the fence with this perfume because I love the smell, but I just wish it would last longer and I can't stand the bottles. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So this is kind of, it's on the chopping block. It's in timeout. I'm putting it in perfume jail. We will see what happens in the months to come if this, you know, stays or goes. We'll see. Now let's talk about the ones from Lattafa. Let's go with Teriac first. That one, it's been a while since I've smelt it again. I loved the bottle. I remember I loved the bottle. And it was a sweet caramel perfume. It wasn't as leathery as I was hoping it would be have a little bit more spice to it and have a little bit more of a leather to it. You know, give it some depth instead of just being just a sweet caramel. Like give it something else. I don't know. It just wasn't, again, it was one of those perfumes that was really nice, like Shaghaf Oud Tonga and like the Caramel Cascade, but the Teriac was just missing something. Just missing something. I don't know what. And so I decided to go ahead and declutter it. Now, part of me thinks like, man, should I have decluttered that? And I'm like, well, I never wore it. I just never wore it because it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't one that I reached for and went like, oh yes, I want to wear that one today. I think the only reason why I have a little bit of regret about decluttering it is that the bottle. I loved the bottle, the snake on the lid. Oh. But it just, you know, it wouldn't have worked out anyway. Even if I had it in my collection now, I still wouldn't be using it. So it was better that I decluttered it. Now let's talk about Eclair. I thought the bottle was kind of cool. It, you know, wasn't my favorite bottle, but it was okay. It was okay. It was functional, at least. I'll give it that. I'll give it points for that. And it's supposed to be a dupe for Bianco Latte. And I would say that Eclair was definitely a better dupe for Bianco Latte than Caramel Cascade was. However, Eclair, in my opinion, still wasn't exact. It still wasn't quite as strong, and I don't know, Bianco Latte to me was really had some dark, almost like dark molasses. Like it was a thick, strong perfume. Eclair wasn't quite like that, but it was definitely better than the Caramel Cascade as far as duping. But again, to me, I just don't think I'm into the Bianco Latte perfume at all, because Eclair, I felt the same way as I did with Caramel Cascade. It just wasn't, you know, it was a nice scent, but it just, I wouldn't have ever worn it on its own. I feel like that particular scent profile, what those notes are put together, to me, I just feel like it's missing something, like a coffee note or something spicy or something. I don't know what, but just, it was lacking something for me to like really go like, wow, this is amazing. This is great. I want to wear it all the time. Like, I probably wouldn't have ever worn it. I have so many other caramel perfumes that I love so much more. And just the Bianco Latte dupes are just not for me. They're just not cutting it. So I decluttered Eclair. I gave that one to my other daughter, and she loves it. And then we have Suare. That one was a very interesting bottle. The lid was a bit wild. I liked the actual bottle part. It was just mainly the lid was pretty crazy. You could have used it as a weapon. When I first got it, it was okay, but I felt like it needed to macerate a little bit. So I let it sit for a little while, and it was a strong vanilla perfume. And I'm like, yes, okay, I can work with this. This is great. It's getting better and better as it ages. More strong vanilla. But then the oud started coming through on it. And I'm getting to a point where, not always, but 99% of the time, if a perfume has oud in it, it's starting to give me a headache. I'm not really a fan of the oud. And so it started to give me a headache every time I wore it. And I was like, I'm not doing this. So I gave it to my daughter. Was so excited. She's like, I have to have that bottle. So she's very excited to have that perfume. But for me, the oud, it just came out too much with the vanilla. And like I said, I've got so many vanilla perfumes in my collection that I'm not going to be hanging on to one that's just okay, or one that gives me headaches, you know. Now we're going to talk about the perfumes that I think are 10 out of 10. Absolutely love these perfumes so much. We'll start off with Ruby Avery. This one is fall time in a bottle. The autumn air, the crunching of the dead leaves under your feet, like it just smells like fall time in a bottle. The apple in here is like a nice crisp fruity apple, and it mixes with this like vanilla wood in the base, and this is a little warm spicy. There's some depth to this, just absolutely beautiful. You can dress this up, you can dress this down, but it has like a classiness to this, I would say. Absolutely love this one. One of my go-to fall time scents. Next up, we have Suare. And again, this was another one that I really wasn't expecting to really fall in love with. And I did. This one actually smells like what I thought vanilla toffee, Shag Hawk vanilla toffee was going to smell like. This has a very strong, in my opinion, a very strong, dominant, buttered, sweet toffee in here, mixed with a lot of vanilla. And but there's a lavender note in here that helps balance everything out so it doesn't become too sickly sweet. It reminds me a lot of Burberry Goddess. It's not a dupe or anything, but it just reminds me of that with that sweet vanilla mixed with the lavender. Like that, it kind of gives me that vibe. But there's definitely a very distinct buttery, rich, thick, sweet toffee in here that I love. And it did need to sit. When I first got it, I needed to let it sit for a little while because all I was picking up was the sweetness, and it was like sweetness overload. But once it calmed down and the lavender started to come through, that's when everything started to balance out really nicely. And that's when I really started to fall in love with this perfume. So next up, we're going to be talking about the perfumes that are beyond 10 out of 10. We are going to be talking about the perfumes that are 11 out of 10 in my book. These perfumes are perfection in a bottle. I'm so excited to share them with you. Let's start off with the ones from Lattafa. Let's go with Yara Candy first. This one is 11 out of 10. I think they knocked it out of the park with this. It smells like a strawberry, sugary, fizzy, very fizzy candy. And it's that sour, sweet type of gummy, like what you would get in Sour Patch Kids. You know, first they're sour, then they're sweet. Like that candy. Oh, that's what I'm getting from this. Sour, sweet, gummy goodness. Oh, love it. This is flirty. It's feminine. It's fun. Very, very strong on the strawberry. I pick up a very dominant strawberry note in here for sure. It's powdery, very amber, warm ambery feel to it. There's a creamy gardenia in there. That just this whole perfume, I think they did an amazing job on. Love this one. And the next one really surprised me, but I ended up absolutely falling in love with this perfume. Again, 11 out of 10. Noble Blush. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's pretty. It's, if I had to just, like, the first thing that comes to my mind is Molly from Pretty in Pink. From that movie, Pretty in Pink. That's what this is. It's pretty in pink. It's just a pleasant, pretty, feminine scent. I have several videos going into more detail about this perfume because I love it so much. But I'm basically getting a very vanilla milk, like a very sweet vanilla milk mixed with this, this rose is like put into the vanilla milk. And it smells delicious to me. It smells edible to my nose. I know some people don't think of it as a gourmand. And I wouldn't say this is a true gourmand or a very intense gourmand, but I'm definitely getting, like, I want to eat this rose in here. I want to eat it. This sweet, milky, very, and it's got a little bit of like a comforting feel to it. I guess because it's milky, it's a little comforting, and it's pretty. It is just a pretty pink, feminine fragrance. I also picture in my mind, like, what strawberry milk, how that looks. I'm not getting strawberry from this, but I just, that's what comes to mind. Like a pink milk, a strawberry milk. And just absolutely love this perfume so much. Now let's talk about the ones from Paris Corner. Let's start off with Lacti Deina. And this one is another one I've talked about a lot on my channel. I absolutely love this perfume. It's like a vanilla milk, white floral, and it's like a silky, like the white florals are silky, milky, sweet white florals. And the incense in here is what just knocks it out of the park. I really feel like if the incense wasn't in here, this perfume would have ended up like a caramel cascade or a eclair or a shaghaft oud tonka, I would have felt like it was missing something. But because the incense is in there, oh, and I don't know, like milk and incense, they don't even go together. What is that? But for some reason, it works and it smells amazing. Like, it's addictive. Oh, love this perfume so much. But definitely, I will say, definitely not a safe blind buy. This is the dupe for Blanche Bette. And if you're not a fan of Blanche Bette, you definitely won't be a fan of this. They are identical, in my opinion. And, but I think they're made. Some people get more of a sour milk from this perfume, and some people get more of a, like I've said, you know, silky, milky white floral. So, you know, so definitely get like a sample of this if you're not sure, because it's definitely not a safe blind buy. Next, we'll go with the Kahar Confection, which is the dupe for the Yara Candy Rock Sugar. And I think it's a very close dupe. I don't get the bubblegum from this. Some people say they do. To me, I don't get the bubblegum or the patchouli that the Yara Candy Rock Sugar does. So those are the different. So it's like, for me personally, like a 98% duping here. But absolutely love this perfume. As you can tell here, I've already gone through a full body. That's weird. Like, it looks totally different. Like, it looks more purple and blue, but look, it's red and blue here. But I guess it's the juice making it look more red looking. But when the bottle's empty, it turns into more purpley blue. Anyway, so I went through a whole bottle of this already. I'm on to my new bottle. Absolutely love this. The pear in here. Ugh. It's like, I smell both a fresh aquatic type of pear and also like a dessert candied pear. Both of those are in here. And then I get the thickest jar of marshmallow fluff. And the vanilla in the base in here is so deliciously sweet. Ugh. Love this one. Again, 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. Next up, we have the Banana Bliss. And for those of you who don't know, I switched out the bottle to Banana Bliss because I didn't like the bottle. It just wasn't working for me. So I put it in a new bottle, kind of designed it. You know, so this is the Banana Bliss bottle that I have. And the bottle is full looking because I've already gone through the first bottle and I had a backup bottle. I went ahead and transferred that over into this. So that's why this looks full, because I just refilled it. So that's why. But absolutely, again, this is another one that I went through a bottle before the year was even out. So if that tells you anything. Absolutely love this one. It smells like banana cream pie and coconut cream pie had a baby, and then the baby came out and it's like bananas Foster. It's like, oh, it's like so yummy, so yummy. My husband loves this perfume on me, and he's pretty picky about what he likes on me. And this is one of the very few that he really enjoys. He picks up most of the coconut in here. And I will say, not only does it have an amazing banana scent, but the coconut is very strong in this perfume as well, which I love. So creamy and sweet and just, oh, love this perfume so much. 11 out of 10. 11 at chef's kiss. Like, just, oh, amazing. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then we have the Watermelon Batik. This is the third bottle. This has only been out, like I said, these are all 2024 releases. I'm on my third bottle of this perfume. I love it. It smells like, there's a freshness to it. It has a body splash type of aquatic vibe, but the scent is like watermelon candy, and it's just fun. It's fun. It smells beautiful. Now, this is another one, again, out of all the perfumes we even talked about today, my husband only likes the Banana Bliss on me and this one. This one is his absolute favorite from my entire collection. We're talking niche, designer, Middle Eastern. This is his favorite from my entire collection. He picks up more of the strawberry in this perfume. I pick up more of the watermelon, but either way, it smells like fruity goodness and just perfect for summertime. Again, 11 out of 10. Absolutely love it. So all of those we just talked about, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there were 6 of them that I think I honestly can't choose between. I can't rank them from my favorite to least favorite because I love all 6 of them so much. Like I really, like I said, they're not even 10 out of 10. They are 11 out of 10. They are just absolutely amazing. Perfection in a bottle, in my opinion. So those are all of the 2024 Middle Eastern perfumes that I have for you today. I would love to know in the comments section, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is there another one I need to get my hands on for the new year? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember to seize the day and overspray. Bye guys.